Hello everyone and welcome back to the Great Book of Grudges. My name is Nathan and we've got some news. You see, yesterday there was a Ask Me Anything with the devs over on the Total War Discord. Unfortunately I couldn't cover this yesterday as, 3 videos and then a 6-hour stream. It was a bit overkill and I needed some rest. So we're covering it today, and there's actually quite a lot of really interesting information. The Ask Me Anything lasted for about, I want to say 2 hours, maybe more. Actually, yes, a lot more. So yeah, let's talk about it, as there's stuff which is going to bring a little context about some stuff with this DLC and even some stuff with a possible future. So without further ado, let's begin. Just a heads up, we won't be covering every question. I'm just going to pick up some highlights, as if not, then we'll be here for like 3 hours anyway, and I do actually need some rest today. I'm a little bit tired. But yeah, let's jump in. So the first question is actually quite important, as it's what's coming on the 13th. We saw some nice border changes in the Darklands, but can we expect any new settlements? Would you consider reusing some Chaos Dwarf mechanics to update races from older games? Many of them are perfect for the other races, laborers for the Dark Elves, a trade system for the High Elves, and Forge for the Dawi. Only one thing got answered. This is because there's a rule of only one question could be answered, and the answer was, you can. We added 7 new regions to the Realm of Chaos map and 5 new regions to the Immortal Empires map. That's a lot. That's actually fairly big. So let's see what we can see when we get there, right? That shouldn't be too long. On the 5th, I can actually showcase these types of changes. This next one's quite good. Why no Siege Giant in the roster? A lot of people have actually been asking this. So Rick, who is in charge of the DLCs, says, we did take a look at the Chaos Siege Giant when planning out the roster, but with so much firepower at the hands of the Chaos Dwarfs and things that could already take on gates and walls, we felt that we wanted to focus on the more core aspects of the race, such as the Dreadquake Mortar, Skullcracker, and for me personally, having seen it in the flesh at Games Day some years back, the Kadai Destroyer was an absolute must. Yes, that was an absolute must. I'm still trying to get my hands on that miniature. If anyone knows, by the way, I'm willing to pay big money. Seriously, big money. Anyways, so as I say never to seeing things like the Siege Giant in the future. It certainly has a place in the Total War universe, and we have a healthy amount of content to share with you over the coming months and years with Warhammer 3. So yeah, just because it wasn't added doesn't mean that it might not get added in the future. The fact is they still are very, very standing on the whole, it's going to be years that we're going to get loads of content for it and so on. So this is great. This actually just makes me much more optimistic, considering that, yeah, it's been 2 droughts, but they seem like, yes, it's going to be years this time. So yeah, let's keep on moving. Okay, this one's fairly important too. In the Astrogoth blog, you said that future releases will have 3 legendary lords and 1 legendary lord. I think they mean legendary hero. Is this only for race DLCs? Or will future Lord packs have 3 legendary lords and 1 legendary hero? There you go. So Rich answers, so we're looking to mix things up with some new and exciting ideas for Total War Warhammer DLC. You have seen some of this already with the release of Champions of Chaos, which featured 4 legendary lords, and again now seeing with the Forge of the Chaos Dwarf DLC, more legendary heroes being introduced into the mix. Expect us to tinker around with a few other ideas and plans in the future as we aim to get you the best, most fun, and most engaging content possible. We will have plenty more on this and what to expect in the future. I can't wait to share it with you all. So yeah, this is pretty cool. I like the idea to mix-ups. Champions of Chaos is still one of my favorite DLCs, I'll be very honest with you. I know some people didn't like it because it was just focused on one race, but it was desperately needed for the Chaos Warriors. So I'm really, really happy that they're trying to mix things up. Just doing Lord packs all the time, or Lord pack, race pack, Lord pack, race pack, that was just kind of boring. It was way too predictable. I like a challenge. I like a surprise. This is great. This is absolutely awesome. This one has a lot of potential. Will the Chaos Dwarfs ever get more content, or is this the only content they'll ever get? Be it either through DLC or FLC. And the response was, our ambition has always been to bring every piece of the Warhammer Fantasy world to life. We have years of support still to come, so never say never. If we hear that you all want more content, we'll do our best to find a way to deliver it. Okay, sorry, my brain just died there for a second. Yeah, so the Chaos Dwarves are almost done, barring the ass cannon. Yes, that's a literal thing, or a few other things. But, the Chaos Dwarves are likely going to get new units from Warhammer the Old World, just saying. So, Could be cool if something interesting and new pops up, right? Yeah, I'm hopeful for this. I am honestly hopeful for this. So there was a mention of the Carnate here, and I really want to talk about it because this is going to link up to Warhammer the Old World, believe me. So, since we now have hobgoblins within the ranks of the Chaos Dwarfs, has there been any changes or additions to the Eastern Steppes? The response is quite interesting. So, in working closely with Games Workshop, we have given a nod to the Hobgoblin Carnate with a couple of the Wolf Rider units and Ogla Khan's Regiment of Renown unit. Hope you have fun with them. But don't expect any more characters or units from this part of the world for now. And this is why it's very important. We have lots more other cool and exciting things to develop and play around with, which we hope that you all enjoy in the future. So, some of you guys might be following the videos I post regarding Warhammer the Old World and updates and so on. The Hobgoblin Carnate has been dropped there a number of times in Old World updates, which is in the map updates and so on, their logo specifically shows. This kind of means in the future, by Games Workshop standards, that we might see playable hobgoblins in its own faction for Warhammer the Old World, not Total War Warhammer 3. Now, if people do get very demanding, it's likely that Creative Assembly could also make a DLC out of that, or FLC. But yeah, it's actually quite nice that they're getting a lot of details from the hobgoblins from Warhammer the Old World, even if it's just for the Wolf Riders so far, because I love the hobgoblins, I think they're really, really cool. So it's a nice little nod to that. Whether or not this turns into something in the future, it would be cool. I would love a Hobgoblin DLC, just not at the expense of another race pack, right? This next question is very, very cool, but also a little worrying in a way. Just hear me out, right? Hello, Richard and Sean. One of the main features of the Chaos Dwarfs is their ability to build towers, factories, and other structures everywhere and spread their darkness a la Sauron throughout the world. In other words, they paint the map. However, the current settlement system seems to be a bit hard-coded, and settlements do not change in appearance when taken by the Chaos Dwarfs or any other factions. Even when rebuilt from ruins, they keep the original aspect of their previous owner. My question is simple: will we see a dynamic settlement system implemented in the future, where cities will slightly change over time or become more in line with the current owner's design and look? This is a feature that has been requested by the community quite frequently. Is it something CA is considering? So the answer was, there are technical limitations to us doing this. Our battle maps are selected based on a series of files that do not change during a campaign. If a settlement was to change its campaign visual, we wouldn't be able to change its in-battle visual to match. As with all things, nothing is impossible, but it would be costly to change this, so it's something we have considered but haven't acted on. This is something that I myself would very much like, but not, so if you play a lot like MMOs like WoW, for example, there's a term at the cost of a raid tier, which basically means at the cost of something else, which would be new content. Something like this would be absolutely amazing, but not at the cost of potential work on another DLC, for example. I'm at two minds here, but yeah, just a little bit worried. I would love this being done, believe me, but again, not at the cost of any potential project in the future. There was another mention of Toddy again. Will Golf the Cruel be like Boris Todbringer, a pseudo-legendary lord that we can only unlock with Confederation, but we won't get with a DLC? And will we get Rykov the Unbreakable as a legendary hero? So, this is going to be quite interesting, right? So, Golf for the time being, absolutely dwells in the background. So that actually means that, hey, you never know, we could do something with Golf in the future. But this is where it gets interesting. As for Boris, as I've said in the past, he has a bigger role to play down the road and eventually will have his day. My god, he's going to die of old age before that happens. Yeah, I know they can't really confirm when it's coming, and we all know they've got some sort of plan. An Ulrichian DLC would be great, especially since some very big rumors for Warhammer the Old World say that we're going to see a lot of Ulrichian units too. So yeah, it's not a bad thing, but my god, he's an old dude, right? Well, Boris Todbringer's an old man. Hurry up a little bit. But yeah, take the time as long as it's good, but we all kind of want like a proper Boris, right? This next question I'm really happy about because Rich and Sean and pretty much a lot of people at CA that, well, my cat just swarm dived on me. Sorry about the edit. But yeah, anyone that kind of works on this game is very passionate about the universe, so this is a question I really like. So, hey, Rich/Sean, How can I word this as a Chaos Dwarf question? With the Hobgoblins being lesser entities in the Chaos Dwarf roster, does this mean that we might have some Halflings in the Empire ranks as a possible hero or two? I love that. It's like, yeah, it's a Chaos Dwarf, ask me anything, but... And the answer was actually quite good here. What are you trying to cook up here? They are some of my dearest models from when I was just a wee lad playing tabletop, and I'd personally love to see the Hot Pot Catapult and its chef crew make an appearance in protecting the moot. So maybe one day. Now this isn't a confirmation, but it's nice that you get some old school Warhammer fans working on a pretty much, well, the last remnants of Warhammer Fantasy until, obviously, Warhammer The Old World comes out. You never know, Halflings would be a fantastic DLC. I know a lot of people see it as a meme, but, like, genuinely, I actually want Halflings. But for me, it's just so nice that we've got such dedicated people to the franchise, to the setting, keeping this alive. I think it's so important. But yeah, let's move on, because I'm getting nostalgic about Halfling. This next one is a big one. Will Immortal Empires get DLCs exclusive to Immortal Empires mode? We plan to support both Realm of Chaos and Immortal Empires with content in our packs going forward. So it's pretty much just, yeah, it's going to be focused on both. I would say keep an open mind, because Creative Assembly won't confirm anything, and I'm pretty certain that eventually we'll get some DLCs which are only for Immortal Empires. But for now, I feel like, for example, the Dwarfs, or even the Champions of Chaos, they fit very well in the Realm of Chaos map. I know some of you guys don't like it, but let's be honest here, realistically, those DLCs fit there. Eventually, they're going to have to start looking towards other stuff and focus on DLCs only for Immortal Empires, but I don't imagine that's anytime soon. The question could have probably been worded a bit better, but you would have probably gotten a non-answered answer. Like, for example, with this question, with the Chaos Dwarfs done, will this lead up to Nagash being fully implemented in-game? And Rich's answer is as follows. Only time will tell, but he would be a super cool character, super cool and fun character, to develop. He can't really confirm it, if they have plans or not. They likely do, considering how many times Nagash has hinted in-game. Hell, when you take over Nagash's R, his corpse is actually there as a landmark. So, yeah, it's going to happen, but he can't really confirm these things. Either way, this was a pretty cool Q&A. A little bit slow, I guess. It was 3 hours long, but not a lot of stuff got answered. However, some pretty interesting ones did. I have hope for the future. I think that we're going to be getting a lot more content as time progresses, very much in the form of a, hopefully, you know, fingers crossed, knock on wood, all the usual stuff, hopefully new type of like golden age for this. We used to have a lot of DLC in the past. If the Chaos Dwarves get received well, which I imagine if everyone keeps hyped up as they were, and if they like the DLC, because obviously the most important thing is you guys actually liking the DLC, then they might be a bit quicker with terms of that. Like, I just want to hope that the drought is done and dusted. CA seem very optimistic, the way they talk, the way they've been quite pleased with everything. Hey, yeah, you never know. Now, I'm going to call it a day here. This video is a little longer than I expected. There's been a few interesting parts here. What do you guys think about the question and answer session? Do you think that there's a lot more coming? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Start a bit of a discussion. I'm not sure how many videos there will be today, by the way, because I'm a little shattered after yesterday's insanity. Let's just put it that way. Because not only did I have to work on my content, but you guys might not know, but Dove Plays had a bit of a desync issue, which showed up on my live streams too. By the way, I couldn't really play multiplayer, and a few other creators couldn't, as something that's being investigated by Creative Assembly. But because of that, and I obviously wanted him to have content, I recorded 9 battles with other content creators to make sure that he had some replays to show off in his excellent replay battles that he does, because he does like it in the form of battle reports, and it's really, really cool. Anyways, I'm rambling a little bit. I want to get a little bit of sleep because it's actually still nighttime for me here. So I'll see you guys very, very soon. Have a lovely day, and yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. See you guys.